Have you ever wondered why you have a dark beard, but sometimes there's red, there's browns, there's different color hairs in your beard? Well, if you're anything like me, you're curious. So I did a ton of research, and I think I found out a little bit more about this. So hopefully I can help you find a little more about this, because as you can see here, this is some reddish, some brown in my mustache, and obviously I'm getting a little bit older, so there's some grays and whites in there, which I'm embracing, and I'm curious if you're embracing or not. Let me know in the comments. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a quick introduction, and I'm going to get into this. Just consider yourself warned. This is going to be a pretty scientific episode. There's going to be some big words, and I'm going to try to break down what those big words are. And I'm probably going to butcher some of the big words when I say them. But either way, I'm about to tell you why some of your hair is that gingerish, that redhead style beard, right after the intro that starts now. Welcome back. You must really want to know why you have a little bit of red in your beard, or maybe other people. Being a guy like me, like I said, dark beard and a little bit of some brown, maybe some ginger, definitely some white. So what I did is I did a lot of research, and recently scientists have found that the Mc1r gene has mutated, and that's what kind of is causing some of this different hair kind of coloration. So the mutation of the gene, like I just said, the MC1R, that controls the pigment production in our hair cells, is, well, it's kind of some other things. You know, if you see a full ginger beard, which there's only 1 or 2% natural ginger beards in the entire world, which is wild, because being a guy that competes in beard competitions, see lots of beard competitions, the gingers do phenomenal. So if you are a natural ginger beard, you are an oddity. 1 or 2% of you in the entire world enter as many beard competitions, because you are going to do very, very well, no matter of your size. But why we're really here is, why do I have some in there? Is there some science? Because for the longest time, before I did some research, I thought maybe it was my diet. Maybe it was from the sun. Maybe it was natural causing. Maybe it was because I wasn't taking proper care of my beard. Although some of that is true, but here is some scientific stuff. And again, bear with me if I do butcher some names. Turns out I'm not a scientist, but these guys are phenomenal at their findings. So as we mentioned, the MC1R, it controls the pigment production. So hair color is determined by the ratio of the two different pigments. So there is a eumelanin, and that is for the black tones. That is for the darker beard. And then there is a pheomelanin, which is for the red. So people with black or dark brown hair, they're going to have a lot of the eumelanin, all right? That is going to be the dominant pigmentation in the color of the beard. Where blondes, they're going to have a little bit of each, but less of each in the production. And obviously the gingers are going to have that full, the full pheomelanin. All right. So that seems simple. All right. But one role of the MC1R gene is to kind of code for a protein called melanocortin. All right. Whose job then converts the red pigment into the black one. But if a person has a double mutation in this gene, it's going to result in the proteins that aren't as effective, which is going to lead to the red. So what that means is there is a little bit of some gene mutation going on, which is causing certain strands, certain follicles to have that red color. That's why you're going to have that mix thing. But what's more kind of important to know here, and which is very impressive, is you have to have a little bit of this DNA and a little bit of these genes in you already. So that probably means your great uncle or grandpa or somebody in your past had ginger in them, all right? Whether it was passed down because they were a pure ginger, or maybe it was continually passed down. But it's just so impressive to think about that one of your ancestors continues to pass down these traits through generation after generation after generation. Even if it's just a little bit left from that, causing a little bit of that, to me, it's very impressive, and I'm curious. So that means I've done the whole DNA test type thing, and there was a lot of, for me, over in the European, the Ireland, the Scotland, which was pretty cool to find out. So that just means generation after generation over there has passed down over to here, and then will continue to pass down the train. Obviously, a lot of my pigmentation is darker, but just knowing that there's a little bit of that mutation and a little bit of the gene still in me that causes it, it kind of makes perfect sense. And we could go on and on about the scientific stuff, but I feel like I don't think that I could do it justice by continuing with this scientific stuff in some words that I probably can't say. But let's take the conclusion, all right? Let's take a moment to do the conclusion here, where the genes are in you, and then we've talked about what causes it, and it's just a mutation. There's nothing that you're doing. There's nothing you can do. It is going to happen on its own. Yes, with the gray hair and stuff like that, you can kind of control a little bit with your stress reduction, with a proper diet, exercise, hydration. You're going to give your beard its best chance to continue to be healthy and continue to grow and not, age as quickly, I guess is what you could call it. But as far as the mutations, the random hairs, there's nothing you could do about it. Embrace it. And that's something that myself and people in the beard community say. If you have a beard that isn't like everybody else, you're very unique. That is amazing. Again, embrace it. There are some people that have natural colorings down the middle, down the sides, just unique different beards. Not only do they do fantastic in beard competitions because they're so much different, but they're just so unique. They're some of my personal favorites. So shout out to all of those. And they're great genetics in their gene mutation. So hopefully you had a good little experience with this video. Hopefully you learned something. I know I learned a lot. If you want to hear more in depth on this, let me know in the comments. Or if there's something specific that you want me to cover, look up, do some research, break down for you, again, let me know. But either way, I appreciate everybody taking some time to watch this video. We'll see you guys very soon. Stay safe, stay bearded, everybody.